Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about the showdown for the championship. Now, this afternoon or this evening, myself and Jake will shoot tomorrow's podcast, and we're going to reveal our championship picks, and we have to stick with them regardless of what happens. So there is no changing of the guard after we name our picks tonight or in tomorrow's podcast. But we would love to invite you into it and see also who do you think is going to win the championship. But for me, let's kind of break it down a small bit within the championship. Realistically, the championship is actually turning into the BSB, a 3-race showdown. Winner takes all, loser goes home crying. Now, if we do look at it, it is still very much a 3-horse race in my view. Bastianini and Miller, they're there, but at 38 and 40 points back, 75 points available, it's going to be a long shot. Now, if Miller wins or Bastianini wins in Australia and the lads have a sucker of a race, it could be game on, but I would think it highly unlikely. And I think one of the names of the game for the top 3 is definitely they have to stay on the bike in all 3 races to make sure that they stay in contention. If Quartararo wins 2 out of the 3 races, he's champion. Being realistic. So I definitely think it's going to be super interesting because they can either go 2 ways on this. They can either go very aggressive, elbows out, but if you go very aggressive, you do run the risk of being knocked off. However, you can also be too passive and, accepting a 3rd or a 5th place. Realistically, they're aiming for 1st or 2nd places. They're the ones that are going to bring them home, but how aggressive is too aggressive? So I do think, it's going to be quite interesting. I do personally think Australia is going to suit the Yamaha more than the Ducati, and the reason for that is it's all about the turns, fast corners. There's no major long acceleration zones. There is acceleration zones, but they're not really that long. If you look at the 2 slowest corners, which are the hairpins on the track, the acceleration zone coming out of them is not actually that long. As soon as they've accelerated through a couple of gears, they're already putting the bike on its side for the next corner. So I do think they'll be fine. The last corner coming out onto the straight is a long open corner, so they're already up the gears before they get to the actual straight. Ducati may catch them towards the end of the straight, but I think, look, it's a good advantage. If Quartararo is leading coming out of the last corner, there's a good chance that he'll hold it to the line. But I do find it a very, very interesting thing. I'm not going to obviously name my pick today on who I think is going to win it. It will be revealed tomorrow. But what I would absolutely love to do is when we're going through and doing the podcast tonight, we would love to call out some names on who's picked what or what is the majority that we're seeing of who is going to win. So please leave the name of the winner that you think in the comments below, and we'll be back again tomorrow in the podcast. And I look forward to seeing you then.